Coach, your impression. I mean, you had athletes down in the city last week and then up in Oregon. Athletes competed two different places. Talk about coaching-wise. You guys do it for a reason, but how great is it to do something like that?
Well, it's nice to have some of the athletes who do get qualified entries into Oregon to race there and compete there. The venue's beautiful, the facilities are really nice, so it's just good to see Fred and some of the other athletes compete against a lot of Division I, especially Oregon. They just won the national championships in both men and women indoor for track and field the previous weekend. So you're competing against those great athletes and the best athletes in the whole country. Fred Rosser got second overall in that race, and his time is number 10 in the nation for Division II. So it just, without having that opportunity, he may not have gotten that type of time. So I'm glad that we got in, and we just want to give him a platform and an opportunity to compete well, and he deserves it.
Do you think it's an extra importance, or do you think that your athletes, getting the chance to compete against, Division I athletes, and then when you have like a Division II team facing a Division I team, it's, hey, 2 against 1, but, do you think for them that's important for them at all?
Yeah, real important. They deserve to be there. I mean, I think track and field is very objective. Either you have the marks or you don't, and sometimes Division II doesn't always get the general acceptance into some of the invites versus Division I schools. And I hate to say that, but it's the way it goes. They'll give preference to maybe some other colleges that are D1 versus D2, but it is what it is. The marks are objective. If I have somebody running faster or throwing farther than another athlete, and vice versa, then they deserve to be there. And so, again, it's good to get in that kind of competition. It's something that you don't always get every weekend. Sometimes you might see the same conference foes, so to speak, for a lack of a better word, but it's good to mix it up and see some other jerseys out there, some different colored jerseys and other competition, and because that's how it's going to be when you get to the next level. You're going to go to national championships, you're going to see a lot of people that you've never seen before, and they're usually there for a reason. They're running fast, they're throwing far, they're jumping far. So I'm glad that we could take our representation here at Humboldt State and bring it to these better venues. And when I say better, meaning there's higher competitive venues, and it gives them an opportunity to get even better. So Fred Rosser's done a great job. We have Matt Horsfall, who's number 4 in the nation for the javelin, with his first meet, and it's great to have those performances. I really feel that our track and field program, we're on the cusp of getting a lot more people qualify for nationals than we have in the last 4 years, and I'm just excited to see that. Hats off to my coaching staff. They've done a great job, and I'm just the one here, in front of the camera, but they're doing a lot of the work too.
Best looking one, I think. For you guys, you obviously want your athletes to hit their marks, get the, go to nationals, but having the, getting the chance to compete in Oregon, kind of having that national feel, like with a big setting, bigger crowds, yes. Athletes. How important is it for them to get that experience?
It's real important. It's you just can't substitute that. You can't replace it. I was fortunate to have that when I was attending Humboldt and running the steeplechase. That's where I ran my best times my whole career. It was at the University of Oregon. So when you get to a place like that, or into Berkeley, or in the Stanford Invite, and you fly down to Los Angeles for the big Mount SAC relays, everybody's stepping it up. The intensity is there, the atmosphere is there, and it's just a little bit different. It's kind of like going to a playoff game somewhere in baseball or basketball or football. There's just a little bit more energy, and it makes the athletes perform that much better. So it's good to get them into those meets, and they run faster.
You guys heading back to Chico, and how many athletes do you think you'll be taking over there, and what do you hope to accomplish there?
We'll take between 40 to 45 athletes there, and it seems like we go to Chico every other weekend, but that's okay. They got nice weather, and we'll take that. Whatever it's going to take for our kids to run faster and do better in their respective events. We're going to make those trips out there, supporting our conference. But we wanted to kind of use this as a tune-up. We get a big weekend the following weekend. It's going to be Stanford, also San Francisco State. It's just a big track weekend, the first part of April. And Chico's a great place to go and get some good competition to get ready for those bigger meets too. and it's competitive. Hopefully it's not raining, and let's just better our marks. But at this point in the season, I'm just happy that we're doing as well as we are, and we knock on wood, we don't have many injuries right now that are holding some of our athletes back. But so far so good. All that winter training and all that fall training is paying off for these athletes, and a lot of them are getting personal records. So I'm really proud of them. Really proud of them. They're doing really well.
All right, Coach. Thus far this season, what events do you think are your strongest so far, and then what others do you think you need to improve to get them to be able to compete at nationals later?
You know, I think our throws are really strong on both the men and women's side. Our men's hurdling crew is doing great. I mean, beyond Fred Rosser, we have Dominic Pearson and Aaron Payton. They're just a good nucleus of hurdlers that we have. And then on the women's side, gosh, I mean, our multis. We have Elizabeth Bejedes, who has done really well in the multis with Marissa McKay. Those are two strong points in the women's side. They're multis, meaning heptathlon. And then the middle distances, both the men and women are very strong too. I think our improvement lies within some of our sprinting groups. We need to deepen that roster a little bit, deepen that segment of our program, and that's my responsibility. But we're getting there. We're getting there. It's just track is like a three-ring circus. You know, it's like you have to do well in all these different aspects of it, and it takes some time to build that up. Whereas you might have a cross-country team, for instance. When I go out and recruit for cross-country, I can go out and just get distance runners. But for track and field, you need a lot more to it, and it just takes about 3 to 5 years to build the program. It's going the right direction, and so it's just nice to be recognized on a national basis. And I think that the athletes that are really close to qualifying provisionally, they'll get there. They'll have the first half of April to get there, and they're right on cue so far. So we'll see how it ends up, and the more we take, the better off we'll do. So that's kind of what we're looking forward to.